Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chem Lock League here with the Outlaws in Game 4 of Season 2. Will be facing off against a divisional rival, the Marauders, who are currently sitting at 3-0, having a great season on their end. And we're having a pretty solid season so far, too. But we did lose our first game on opening day against the Sewer Sneaks, and we are trying to make sure that we can stay competitive this season. So, coming off the backs of a championship, we want to try and drive that success a little bit further. So, we're going to have to fight against some really good teams in our division to make that happen. So, this is being game 4. We'll get an opportunity to see Edgar Lang for the first time this year. He's their now fourth starter in the rotation, and really looking forward to seeing what he's capable of. He had a phenomenal season in season 1, and we're just hoping that he's able to carry that torch across this year as well. So we'll take a look at the starting lineup before we get into this one, and we will have our traditional leadoff man, Braden Sorelli, who will be playing in right field, followed by Dalton Babshishin, who's had a tough start to the year so far, but believe in him this time. I want Tony Centercut in the 3 spot today in the DH role. He is locked in, and he is absolutely just demolishing the ball right now. The rookie cannot miss, and that is just wonderful to see. Rock Quintana, I'm going to put in the 4 spot here. He hasn't really been showing too much of that traditional Rock Quintana, but we're hoping we get to see it today. Glass Snyder locked in the 3 spot. I'm sorry, in the 5 spot at third base. We'll have Giovanni Mays behind the plate in the 6th spot in the order, followed by Justice Colon at first base. Fernanda Branch will be playing her secondary position of shortstop in place of the tense Ramon Lee. Because he is at full consistent, it would take forever for him to try and break out of that tense mojo, so we're just going to give him the day off to try and reset that. And then rounding out the order is Caroline Dealer in left field. We'll have Edgar Lang on the mound facing off against the Marauders, and we're going to try and hand them their first loss of the season. Let's get into it. We will be heading home to the Tiger Den for this one, and we have a very tough task ahead of us. We do have a pretty reasonable pitching matchup that we will be going up against. The Marauders don't have a very intense pitcher here, so we're hoping we can tackle him pretty quickly. But first, we'll get to see Edgar Lang on the mound against Skylar Rocket, Messi Acevedo, and Dipper Bellato, 3 players that will be returning from last year. Skylar Rocket, they actually did determine that they wanted to go disciplined, and now he has Tier 3 high pitch and Tier 3 base rounder, so he is going to be very scary if we can't get to him right away. And he hits a high pitch, but right to Rock Quintana, and that's ground out for out number 1 of the game. That's a 4-3 put out for Rock Quintana. Take a look at the Marauders. Geronimo Bamber was their all-star last year. He is no longer on the team. He was a veteran that ended up finding a place somewhere else. Their pitcher that was an all-star was Ellie Acosta, who I believe was in the bullpen, as Acevedo pops up to the catcher for out number 2. And now here comes locked in Dipper Bellato, another pretty intimidating batter who has butterfingers, but it's at Tier 1 and only applies when he's in the field. 0-2 already, and fouls one off there. Edgar Lang trying to get him to go down 1-2-3, and he does with a nice pitch there for strike 3. Absolutely frozen was Bellato, and that's out number 3. We head to the bottom of the first, and the Outlaws looking to see if they can capitalize on a solid start for Edgar Lang in the first inning. We will be going up against Cash Duffy. Cash with an elite slider, which is Tier 2. And gets a pop-up from Braden Sorelli in this one, and that's going to be shallow right center field for out number 1. Dalton Babshishin has 1 home run, a solo shot, but batting 200 on the year so far. Really looking to see if we can get him to turn it around as he takes a high strike 1 and fouls that one off into the dugout for strike 2 and fights that one off, just barely able to make contact. staying alive, and then grounds one. Did not make good contact in that at bat at all as he grounds out to shortstop. And that's a 6-3 put out for out number 2. And our hottest hitter batting .875 on the year with already 3 home runs and 8 RBIs in 3 games will come up to the plate. Fastball hitter here. And Cash Duffy has 1 fastball to 4-seam, along with a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. Seeing the off-speed pitches there, 2-2. And makes enough contact to stay alive, just to fighting and defending the strike zone there. Gets an off-speed pitch, but fouls it back. And gets that one off the end of the bat. It was an off-speed pitch he had to swing at, and it hangs up just enough for Skylar Rocket to catch that for out number 3. So 1-2-3 for both offenses so far, and the number 4 pitcher for both teams getting it done in inning number 1. Ooh, a batter we've seen in the past, Havoc Sandman, coming up to the plate. He's locked in, has RBI Hero and Ace Exterminator, but neither are active. So this is all natural for Havoc Sandman, along with that locked-in mojo. As he takes ball 3, 3-1, swings through strike 2, and fouls one off there. Almost swung, but held off, and that's going to be a walk for Havoc Sandman. Great speed on the base paths here. Giovanni Mays has a decent arm behind the plate, but not nearly good enough to be able to try and get Sandman on the base paths. And now here comes Alec Planner, has slowpoke and base rounder, so not much speed for him, but good hitter nonetheless. Edgar Lang gets no call on that one as it was too low, and the throw from Mays was too low as well, and that's a stolen base. With no outs, there's a runner on second in scoring position for the Marauders. And Lang gets the pop-up, and that's hopefully going to stay in play. It's right up against the wall. Oh, it ends up catching the net and out of play. So new life Planner has as he's fighting off a 2-2 pitch, and that ball going up the middle for a base hit. Babshishin comes up throwing. The runner is coming home on that one. Sandman is easily going to score from there, and it is the first run of the game going to the Marauders, on a single from Alec Planner. And now Chirp Wallace, who's also locked in, comes up to the plate. Edgar Lang seems to have a bit of a trouble locating his pitches right now as he walked one and gives up a base hit, followed by another base hit. So 3 straight runners reaching here in the top of the second for the Marauders.
Number 22,
Alden Smile comes in with maxed out pinch perfect and base rounder, neither active during the at-bat. He's also tense, so he's been struggling so far, batting 143 on the year. And first 2 pitches are a ball for Edgar Lang. First 3 pitches now, so he is having a lot of trouble trying to find the strike zone. And fouls that one off, so we have full count here with no outs, Runners on first and second. That ball hit hard, pulled, and just foul. It just misses the line there in the left field corner. And Alden Smile goes down looking as he took that pitch, and it fell right into the strike zone. Nice pitch from Edgar Lang. He is far from out of the woods yet, though, as now he has to face off against Anaya Bradshaw. Anaya has tier 3 bad jumps. And not much contact or power, but has great speed. Swings through a strike there. 2-2 count here with 1 out. Would be nice to get a bit of a double play here, but would be hard with that speed on the bases. 2-2. Takes ball 3 outside. Full count. And hits that one hard. Left field. It's going to stay in play. Nice range from Caroline Dealer. And not in a good place, so the runner has to stay at second. Not a lot of speed over there at 2. And so with 2 on and no outs, we managed to get 2 in a row. And now Brecken Hatmore comes up with a tier 2 power versus right-handers activated. And he grounds straight to Rock Quintana. Rock trying to grab the tag there, but whiffs and then goes to first base, which should have been his first move, especially with 2 outs. We've seen him do that before. But glad it didn't make a difference in this one. And now the Rock will be coming up to lead off the bottom of the second. Luckily, this could have been way worse. The Marauders only take a 1-0 lead in the second Edgar Lang definitely had a rough outing, or second inning, as Rock hits that one off the end of the bat and it just lofts gently over to first base for out number 1. Glass Snyder batting 667 with 1 RBI. Outside pitch activated for him at tier 3. He's looking for that pitch on the outside part of the plate to try and drive. Gets it there, but fouls it off. 1-2 count. And Cash Duffy gets him swinging on a pitch way inside for out number 2. Giovanni Mays has had himself a hell of a start to the season as well, batting 714 with 2 solo homers. And hits that one right over the second baseman and all the way to the wall. He does not have a lot of speed, and Skylar Rocket plays that little carom off the wall perfectly. It's going to be a long single for Giovanni Mays, and he keeps his hot streak going. And he will be up with 2 outs, and now Justice Colon. Mays locked in now. Justice swings at the first pitch and pops it up into center field. Easy catch there is Skylar Rocket for out number 3. So the base hit from Giovanni Mays gets him to locked in status, which will help with his arm behind the plate, but unfortunately it doesn't do anything else. And now in the top of the 3rd, we will see the 1-2-3 batters for the Marauders. We got through Skylar Rocket last time, hoping to do the same here. Edgar Lang laboring a bit in this last inning. We'll see if he can figure it out here in inning number 3. And that's going to be an easy home run for Skylar Rocket, as that ball gets out in a hurry, and that ball was absolutely marauded. I'm just kidding. That's not what I wanted to say. He put a rocket into that one. We'll say that. And that's another home run, a solo shot to make this 2-0 today for the Marauders against the Outlaws. And Edgar Lang, who pitched pretty much lights out all of last season, has not been too impressive today. He hasn't been getting any run support either, so that makes it difficult. Gets a ground out to 3rd, over to 1st, and that's out number 1 of the 3rd inning. Dipper Bellotto got frozen on a nice pitch from Edgar Lang in the 1st inning for strike 3. We'll see what he does here. And that was that pitch right there. He took it again for another strike. That one was too low. That one drops into the zone. He has to fight it off, and it goes foul for a strike 2. And that ball's low and in the dirt. Another one low, trying to keep the ball low, it seems. And that one hung, but got underneath it and pops it straight up to between left and second for out number 2. And now here comes Havoc Sandman, who walked his first time up. And you have to be careful for sure. But that's it for Edgar Lang. Dane Rollins comes in, getting his first appearance this year. And the first pitch goes right over the leaping glove of Justice Colon into right field for a base hit. So great speed on the base paths once again for the Marauders, as Havoc Sandman has reached both times he's come to the plate. Dane Rollins looking to find himself some footing, and immediately they throw down. And this time they called it as Dane Rollins throws the pitch out. Giovanni Mays locked in, was able to get that all the way down to second base in time to catch Havoc Sandman trying to steal second. So nothing happens after that Skylar Rocket home run, and it is a 2-0 ball game for the Marauders. It does frustrate me when we face off against these not so great pitchers and our offense just decides they have no idea what they're doing. Fernanda Branch getting her first at-bat of the year. Fights that one off, and it's 2-2. And she dribbles one past the pitcher, but it goes straight to Chirp Wallace and grounds out to first base, or to second base for out number 1. And if you didn't see that, that was a mojo boost for Cash Duffy. So he's now locked in against Caroline Dealer. Caroline having a pretty solid rookie start to this season. She hits that one off the end of the bat and foul ball there as it lands in foul territory. And takes ball low. We'll see if she can find a pitch to drive. She gets a fastball and pushes it past the mound and into center field for a base hit. So Caroline Duffy, the 9-hitter, is able to get on base here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And now, hopefully, we got something going as Cash Duffy goes back to neutral mojo. Braden Sorelli comes up. We know what he's capable of. Batting .375 with a home run on the year. Caroline Duffy takes off. That was a hit and run. And Sorelli fouls it off for strike 2. Now, with Tough Out activated, trying to fight off another pitch. Takes the ball high, so good eye there. Let's not chase anything, Sorelli. And fouls another one back. 1-2 count. And, got completely fooled on the curveball. He dropped it right in the zone, and Sorelli said something to Duffy on his way back to the dugout. I didn't catch that, but he's not happy with himself, but he's not happy with Duffy either. Babshishin takes a strike. With 2 outs, runner on first. Babshishin swings poorly through a curveball outside of the zone. And then chases one high for a strike 3, and Babshishin is now tense as we head to the top of the 4th, and our offense looks gross right now. And against a pitcher we should be able to take advantage of, and we're going to have to see what we can do. Might have to pull a little bit more of those miracles out of our butt. As that ball gets hard by Planner into center field. Easy catch there for Babshishin, and that's out number 1. Chirp Wallace did hit a single his last time up, and he is locked in. Dane Rollins here just trying to make sure he can give his offense a chance to fight back into this one. 1-2 count here. Nice pitching so far. Ball outside of the zone, but close enough that he had to swing. And swings through strike 3. There's the first career strikeout for Dane Rollins, who waves goodbye to Chirp Wallace. He says, quit chirping and go back to the dugout. And Dane gets first 2 batters out pretty quickly, and now he's facing off against, I didn't see who that was, but a quick little ground out. He's able to snag that one before it gets past the mound, and that's out number 3. So quick 1-2-3 inning in the 4th, something we really needed to see. And now we'll look at Tony Centercut, who does have Rally Starter activated, so you'll see that contact boosted even more. Cash Duffy got him the last time. Now we'll see what he can do here. 2-0 count as he's locked in against Tony Centercut. 2-1 now. Takes strike 2 as well. Patience from Centercut as he swings at that one. Hits it hard, but right at Wallace, the second baseman, for out number 1. Rock Quintana coming up, batting .200 on the year. He already does have 2 home runs, but has not been hitting for average, unfortunately, as he takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. Duffy's still locked in here as he approaches pitch number 50. And 1-2 count for Quintana. And chasing for strike 3. That ball way inside and in the dirt. And I don't know what Rock saw, what he thought he was swinging at there, but he chased it. And he goes down swinging. That was pitch number 50. And now Glass Snyder, our last hope here in the bottom of the 4th. And hits that one over slowly to Planner. Planner with a great arm tosses to Sandman, and that's out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning, and Cash Duffy is still cruising through our lineup with only allowing 2 hits so far. We got to figure something out here, and pretty quickly. These games are a lot shorter. We're already in the 5th inning out of 6. And now Anahi Bradshaw comes up, takes 2 quick strikes, and then hits one right off the end of the bat over to Rock Quintana, over to Cologne. 4-3 put out for out number 1. Brecken Hatmore batting .167 on the year with Tier 2 power versus righties activated here. Dane Rollins been pretty efficient so far. That was his 15th pitch, and he has gone 1 1/3, maybe 1 2/3, and gets the strikeout on 3 pitches against Brecken Hatmore for out number 2. And now here comes locked-in Skylar Rocket, who already rocketed one out of here his last time up, 1 for 2 today. Dane Rollins has to be careful, and oh my God, did he punish that one, but it pulled it foul. Punishes that one as well, a high pitch, but this one he got underneath. Dalton Babshishin is camped underneath it, and he dropped it with a Tier 3 Oh my God. Please tell me what was the percentage there? I missed it. But Dalton Babshishin just camped under that one and ends up dropping it, and that ends up being a easy triple. It's going to be an error, but he's got 3 bases there. A great speed over there at third base, and there's a dribbler, and Dane Rollins going to have to cover the bag quickly, and nice play from Dane Rollins as he was able to see that Justice Colon was coming for that ball, had to get over to first, catching that for out number 3. Oof, that could have been way worse. I don't know what happened to Dalton. Gosh, I don't even want to see him come up again. But he dropped that one, and I imagine he is not feeling great right now, probably rattled. As Giovanni Mays gets his second base hit of the day, he is 2 for 2, and he's standing on first base hoping that Justice Colon can keep the momentum going a little bit against Cash Duffy. And hits that first pitch into left field, and now we have runners on first and second with no outs, 2 pitches and 2 hits. So Fernanda Branch comes up, max pressure here, and I imagine Cash Duffy is back to neutral. No, he's still locked in somehow. I mean, he's been pitching a really good game, but 2 consecutive hits. And 1-1 count here for Fernanda Branch. And she hits that one past Chirp Wallace into right center field. That's going to score 1. Justice Colon coming around third really quickly. She's going to be sent home. Havoc Sandman can't turn in time. The relay was close, but that is a 2-run single for Fernanda Branch. And this is a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. And that's it for Cash Duffy. They pull him immediately for Autumn Riley, who's locked in this max pressure situation. She is looking really good with that junk and accuracy. And so Caroline Dealer looking to find a pitch she can drive. 1 fastball for Riley, the 4-seam. She also has a slider and a changeup. If another runner gets on, we can see her as she gets the strikeout there against Dealer. She's not happy. That's okay. I don't blame her. It's a really tough pitcher to face off against. Autumn Riley, if we can get another runner on base, we'll see Tier 2 Surrounded activated, and that can really offset that locked-in mojo. And Sorelli gets Tough Out activated after 2 pitches here, and just absolutely fooled on strike 3. That ball high and inside, but definitely in the zone. And I don't know what Sorelli was looking for there, but he absolutely got fooled. And now Dalton Babshishin, who struck out and then dropped an easy fly out, quickly grounds out to shortstop for out number 3, and he's now rattled. We head to the top of the 6th, but a huge 2-run single from Fernanda Branch ties this game up, and we are now 1 inning left, and Dane Rollins, who's locked in after 21 pitches, looking to see what he can do in the 6th inning here. 1-1 count for Bellato, takes a ball high. And that was, they say, low, missed the zone. 3-1 count and swings at that pitch. It's a dribbler slowly to Fernanda Branch, and oh man, she had the cannon arm activate, but she had to hurry, and it ended up not being there in time. That was a very slow hit ball, and decent speed gets him to first base. And one on with no outs for Havoc Sandman, who's locked in. And very intimidating with this max pressure situation. Takes a strike there. Dane Rollins getting tired now. 30th pitch, and that's a foul. So 2-2. And fights another pitch, fouls it back. And that ball is going to get roped into center field. Easy base hit there. Dalton Babshishin tosses it in, but now runners on first and second with no outs. For the 5-hitter, Alec Planner, who's already 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Harvey Loncheros is going to come in, his first appearance of the year, gets an elite changeup, as well as specialist, which only activates against lefties. An 0-2 count already to Alec Planner. And dribbles that one. Nice play from Justice Colon, just as she gets up. Gets it over to Harvey Lancheras for out number 1. But runners do advance. So now second and third for locked-in Chirp Wallace. 1 for 2 with a single. Looking to see if he can do some damage against the rookie Lancheros. And he does there as that ball And no play off of the wall there, and that ricochets wildly. And Caroline Dealer still getting accommodated to this new park that she's playing in. She allows a 2-run double, as she did not play that ball very well off the wall, and Chirp Wallace continuing to do some damage against us as he takes off for third, and not in time as Giovanni Mays tried to get it over there, but now another runner at third base with 1 out, and Alden Smile, who's tense. 3-0 count here for Lancheros, losing his momentum completely with his accuracy there, which is his calling card. He walks a batter, so now runners on first and third with Anahi Bradshaw coming up, who is being impacted by that specialist trait. Lancheros tense right now. Pitch out trying to check on the runner at first. 1-2 count here. Anahi Bradshaw looking for something she can drive. Does not chase that pitch high in the zone. And a wild slider there for full count. And fouls one back. We'll do it again. And that one dribbled right back to the mound. Lancheros going to second. Fernanda Branch not in time. Oh, that was a slow developing attempt for a double play, and he could have just gone straight to first. He could have easily also gone home, potentially catching the runner at third and a rundown, but instead he tries to get the double play. Fernanda Branch did have cannon arm activate, but not in time. So 3 runs score in the 6th inning, a 2-run double from Chirp Wallace, and then that little grounder from Anahi Bradshaw. That was a fielder's choice for another run to score. And we are down by 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Tony Centercut comes up. Our hottest hitter is yet to get a hit today. And Riley looking to see if she can get out of this one with a clean inning. 2-2 count. Centercut fouls one off. Riley still locked in, but losing a little bit of energy there as she lets that one go right past her face into center field. So Centercut does stay hot as he gets another base hit here. And now Rock Quintana, a guy we need to get going here if we want our offense to be successful, comes up in the bottom of the 6th. Centercut, good speed over there at first base. Rock fouls off an off-speed pitch and then hits that one to the diving Chirp Wallace, who extended his arms just a little bit more, Stretch Armstrong pretty much, as he's able to get that over to first in time to get Rock Quintana, but the runner does advance to second, so now runner on second and excuse me, I had an alarm go off there. A runner on second in scoring position for Glass Snyder, who has had a rough day as well. Hits the off-speed pitch, but it's a pop-up, and we are going to be down to our last out. I'm proud of Glass Snyder for running that one out, but that's going to be out number 2. And now Giovanni Mays comes up in a max pressure situation. He's locked in. Riley's locked in. Takes the ball one high. Takes a strike that dropped into the zone on the slider. And hits that one right to Bellato. Bellato over to first, ends the game. 5-2 victory for the Marauders. They remain undefeated at 4-0 now as they put up 3 runs to break the tie in the top of the 6th. And that's enough to finish off the Outlaws. The defending champs are looking sluggish to start season 2. But the Marauders are looking really good and are going to be a very tough team to deal with this year. So Skylar Rocket 1 for 3 with a home run, a solo shot. We saw a base hit with an RBI from Alec Planter. Havoc Sandman 2 for 2 with a walk as well and 2 runs scored. Big day from Chirp Wallace as he goes 2 for 3. He scores a run and also hits 2 in on that double. And then lastly, Bradshaw, she had a fielder's choice, which doesn't count as a hit, but she gets an RBI there as well. Tough day for the Outlaws pitching, but also tough day for our offense too. A total of 6 hits. 2 came from Giovanni Mays, and then 1 each from Centercut, from Cologne, from Branch, and from Dealer. The big hit for the Outlaws offense was Fernanda Branch, a single, her first hit of the season, scoring 2 runs was a big moment for her and at that time was a game-tying two-run single in the bottom of the fifth, but it didn't last for very long as our pitching staff absolutely gave this one up. Cash Duffy, he gets a shout out here, going 4 innings, allowing 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. The win goes to Autumn Riley, though. 2 innings pitch, only allowed 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. Edgar Lang, not a great day for him. I know he is our number 4 pitcher in the rotation, so we can't expect him to be lights out. But 2 and 2/3, giving up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 2 strikeouts, and 1 home run. It was a solo shot. Dane Rollins, unfortunately, in his first appearance, gets the loss. 2 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. Honestly, he had a really good day going. He stayed in for too long, in my opinion. We should have pulled him sooner. Harvey Loncheros comes in, goes one inning, giving up 1 hit, 1 earned run, and allowing a walk. So not a good day for the Outlaws overall, and this is going to be a Marauder sweep in the top 3. Chirp Wallace, Skylar Rocket. I don't know why I keep trying to do that. And then Havoc Sandman get the 1, 2, 3 spot to end this one. So the Outlaws, after 4 games, are sitting at 2-2. And what do we do for manager moment here? I'm giving Jacoby Maddox the loyalty boost. He deserves it more than Zimmerman, but also we need to get him caught back up. So he goes up to 77. And that's it for manager moments. Thank goodness. And let's take a look at what's going on since that game ended. So I saw something that I didn't want to see. So we have an opportunity for Glass Snyder. 37-year-old, I'm not going to develop at all. We see a change in the below zeros there. We'll see Jacoby Maddox gaining walk prone. Why? How could you do this to my boy? Luckily, walk prone is probably the best trait to take on if we're going to get a bad trait, because walk prone is tier 1. It won't impact him very significantly, and on top of that, he has to get to 3 balls for that to kick in, and we'll take a look at how much that'll impact him, but that's not something he typically does. So hopefully that doesn't end up being a bigger issue going forward. An opportunity for development from Harvey Loncheros. We get to see +6 fielding from Alex Hernandez. The boy has been developing really well, and still only 27 fielding, which isn't good at all, but getting there. He's still only 23, so we'd love to see that. There is another move here from the Skulls as they replace BB Theodoros. We'll see an opportunity for Caroline Dealer to develop, but also has a chance to gain bad jumps. I think that might still be worth it, but I don't like to see the -2 contact. A chance for Dane Rollins to develop, but will lose, gets ahead, so we have to be careful there. And then Braden Sorelli, who lost some speed earlier this year, gains 5 fielding, which we'll take that wherever we can, as that can be a liability and right. We haven't seen it happen just yet, but we'll have to be careful. So Caroline Dealer, if she gets +4 power, she loses 2 contact. That'll put her at 46 and 52. Not bad. She could get 4 more power, which will put her at 50. She also has a chance to gain bad jumps, which would mean she will never want to steal. And with that speed being at 61, I think that's not a big deal for me. So I might buy this one for her. We have this for Glass Snyder. I already said I'm going to pass on that. I don't like the idea of losing the elite changeup for Harvey, so I don't know if this is the route I want to go here. 2 velocity, 1 junk, -1 accuracy, and then a chance for more velocity and junk, but a low chance. I don't know if that's worth it. I already said no to that one for Lily Dubs. And then this one, a chance for Dane Rollins to lose his gets ahead trait. I don't like that. And he's already really great with accuracy. Rock Quintana. I already said I wanted to do this one. Get +2 arm, +1 power, chance for more arm. So there's a 19% chance of leaving. The one for Caroline Dealer has 1 more game. So I think this is worth it. Let's do this one for Rock first. 2 arm, 1 power, and does not get the extra arm. So he will develop a little bit more. It puts him into an A- tier, which we love to see. I just wish his hitting this year in the second season looked a little bit better than it has so far. Now, Caroline Dealer, this one will be available in one game, and it will have enough money in one game to be able to purchase that one. So, unless something comes up that's more desirable, I don't mind making this purchase here. Now, as far as some other things to consider. Edgar Lang did not do bad by any means, but I also don't think that he did great. Lang is, oh, I also wanted to check this. Walk prone is minus 12 accuracy in a 3-ball count. So it is significant, but we have to get to a 3-ball count for that to kick in. So we have to just be careful there. Hopefully he does not see that occur. But it is very unfortunate that he is starting to regress. All right, so Edgar Lang, if we don't see him look better in the next game, who could we potentially bring in to replace him? Well, he's spirited, which means we can replace him with anybody as long as it's not a crafty starter. So let's take a look at what our options are. We do have Bentley Sicily, which was somebody we were looking at last year. He didn't pitch much, but he did okay. He's 38 years old. We have Muhammad Holmes, which we could bring back. I don't necessarily want to do that. And then Sandro Dela Cruz, 37 accuracy. I don't like these options. Sicily's not bad, but I really am not interested in that, and I just don't know how often we're going to see that. Clutch is tier 1 anyways. All right, what about, so William Arbor, really bad accuracy as well. Thaddeus Lee, we can't use. Vincente Moon, we could look to bring back him. He is already well below his asking, or his value. And what did he do for us last year? He he didn't pitch at all in the playoffs, but he pitched 3 games, 8 1/3 inning total. What a brutal look at his time with us last year. So no, I don't think I can bring him back. Mottenhouse, another guy we can't afford to bring back, and then Plover Day. No, I don't like that either. So there's really not any options here. I don't necessarily, oh my gosh, excuse me. That was a big yawn. I don't necessarily say that we need to get rid of Edgar Lang. I mean, he pitched really well for us for most of last season, and this wasn't a bad performance. It was really just glaring because of how rough our offense looked. But I am hoping that next time out we should see an improvement from him. Gosh, I hope so. And unfortunately, this is a double header again. What a murderer's row of a schedule. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button there. Look at this schedule. The Marauders, who are undefeated, the Marauders again, and then we go play the Maulers twice. So 2 double headers. Let's see, the Reapers and the Blurs. Where are they sitting right now? The Reapers are 2-2. The Blurs are 3-1. So of our next, or I guess before this game that we just played, we had 2 against the Marauders, 2 against the Maulers, and then 1 against the Reapers and Blurs. Of those 6 games, we've seen a total of 3 losses across those teams. That's pretty rough. A combined 3, 7, 10, 12, and 3 across those teams before we played the Marauders in this last one. So this is going to be a tough matchup for us, but we have to play what's on our schedule, and when we are the defending champs, they are going to give us a harder schedule. I don't know if that's a real thing, but let's just pretend like it is. Now, the next matchup we have is going to be very interesting, as we will get to see our ace, Madden Zimmerman, coming to the mound for his second pitching, or his second start of his career. First one did not go very well, as he struggled mightily against the Sewer Sneaks. We'll see if he can recover. Leanne Jaramillo of the Marauders. She pitched really well in her first time out, 150 ERA and a .83 whip. She got a win, but man, look at that easy jumps and look at that BB or that walk prone. Interesting, interesting, interesting. We'll see what she does. Our offense needs to get our crap together if we want to have any success this year, but we absolutely have to do it against teams in our division like the Marauders and the Maulers. So let's set a lineup. Absolutely can't have Babshishin in for this one, so he's going to get to sit out for a day. Who are we going to play in where? So Leanna Welch, according to the recommendation, would go to right. Tony's center cut would be, her DH is normal, the only player locked in for us except for Mays, who's sitting. I don't think I like that. Rock Quintana at second, just Cologne at first, Glass Snyder at third. Putting Sorelli in center, I don't know if I like that idea at all. And actually, thinking of this, I never really considered having to make Sorelli sit. Or, I'm sorry, Babshishin sit. So this is really kind of a tough situation to put ourselves in. If we put Sorelli back in right, and we put Caroline Dealer in center, I just don't like her low speed. I don't think she's a good center fielder for us. So I guess it is going to be Sorelli in center. God, I just hope that nothing bad happens there. Caroline Dealer in left. Ramon Lee will get to start back at short. And then Alex Hernandez. I'm sorry, buddy, but I am going to bring Giovanni Mays, who's locked in. I want to keep his momentum going, even though he's getting tired. Ramon Lee, do you deserve to start again at short? Or do I put Fernanda Branch back in because she was the lone producer of our offense? And she's a good defender. I'm going to give Fernanda another shot here. I know we paid Ramon Lee to come back to be our starter, but we'll see if Fernanda Branch can keep her momentum going. So with this being said, I think we keep some of this the same. So Sorelli's still going to be our leadoff man. I'm going to actually try Justice Cologne in the 2 spot. We're going to keep Tony Centercut at 3, Rock Quintana at 4. I want Giovanni Mays actually behind Centercut between Rock. I want to put Glass Snyder at 6. And then we have, I'll put Branch between Welch and Dealer. And that's what I think our offense is going to look like. Now, oh my goodness, what are we going to do if Madden Zimmerman does not pitch well again? I don't even want to think about it. It scares me. His action on his pitches should be more than enough to make this difficult for this other team. But if he just keeps walking players, then I don't know what to do. His last time out, he gave up 3 earned runs in 2 2/3 innings, giving up 6 hits. He did not walk anybody. He struck out 3. He gave up 2 home runs, and he hit somebody. That just doesn't look great. It's not as bad as I thought it was. It felt way worse, but we'll see what ends up happening. But either way, I appreciate you joining me for that abysmal game. We have to turn around and do it again against the Marauders here. We'll see what happens next time out. Thank you so much for joining. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a great one, everyone. Bye-bye.